What's going on, everyone? It's Marco from PhoneDog.com, and welcome to the Samsung Galaxy S5 versus iPhone 5s camera comparison video. These two are unmistakably the two big flagships from two different companies, and both hold sort of best-in-class cameras. And if you happen to buy one of these, you tend to use the cameras since they are so good. But also, if you'd like to see an official PhoneDog dogfight of the S5 and 5s, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below letting us know you'd like to see that in the near future. The iPhone 5s is regarded and widely accepted as the best everyday mobile phone camera you can buy. Now, when I say everyday, I mean something that's thin, lightweight, and sold to the masses. Phones like the Lumia 1020 just don't fit in this category. This tiny looking lens looks pretty delinquent when you compare it to bigger phones with a bigger lens, or maybe even the hump to distinguish the camera from the rest of the phone, but on the iPhone it's flush, it's small, yet it has so much power underneath. On the 5s, we have an 8 megapixel sensor behind a 5-element lens that's rated at f2.2. It lets a great amount of light onto a tiny sensor, which helps low light performance. Next to the camera is a dual-tone LED flash, which allows the iPhone to mix between the white and amber color to find the correct color temperature for the best photo at night. The result, your images won't have that flash look of a bright white color that may add a blue hue to your photo, and this will actually make your photo look like it's lighted up just like a normal scene. On top of the 8 megapixel stills, we do have a panorama mode, burst mode photos, HDR, and we have two video modes, either a full 1080p at 30 frames per second or a slow motion video at 720p at 120 frames per second. On the S5, we'll have a slightly larger sensor backed with 16 megapixels, so that's double the resolution of the iPhone 5s and the same f2.2 rated aperture on the lens. This too should work fairly well in low light. There is a single flash on the Samsung Galaxy S5, so you may want to do some touch up when it comes to low light photography like red eye, and some of the skin tones may have that white harsh look. Other features include HDR, burst mode, slow and fast motion video, and a hugely respected 4K UHD recording right on the Samsung Galaxy S5. So now we know what these two are capable of, now it's time to put them to the test. Let's actually kick things off with the software of these two. The iPhone 5s has one of the most simplest yet most intuitive camera applications in the world. You don't have manual settings, which makes sense to me, but if you want to have control over things like ISO and possibly the shutter speed, this is not your phone. In the application, you can slide from photos to videos to panorama and square. You also have a button that allows you to add filters to your photos before you take them. You also have buttons for flash, the HDR, and also your shutter button. On the S5, you definitely have more control, but the menu structures seem a little strange or perhaps a bit disorganized. On the left side, you have buttons to switch the camera, turn and select to focus on or off, HDR, and the settings button, which allows you to change a whole host of options like picture size, stabilization, ISO, effects, and much more. On the right-hand side lies 4 buttons which will control your video recording, shutter button, a mode dial which allows you to change from auto to panorama, dual camera, and more, and lastly, the view gallery button, which takes you back to view your previously taken photos. So for the rounded software, the iPhone takes it for simplicity, yet the S5 takes it for manual control. Now we can talk about the most important fact of this whole test, the image quality. Both the image from the S5 and the 5s are very pleasing to most people, full of color, detail, and all the other photo lover goodness. But let's start with the iPhone stills. First off, the image looks overall fairly pleasing. The colors are spot on, the detail may be on a tad on the soft side there, and when we crop in just a bit, you can see where detail becomes non-existent. Now, this is really pushing a mobile phone camera to its extreme limit. You're really not going to crop into your photos on a daily basis, but this is really worth a mention since we are going to be comparing the quality of the photos and also all the other aspects. Now let's take a look at the photo from the S5, and one thing you can tell right off the bat is the colors are just a bit different from the one on the iPhone. Here it is side by side, taking at exactly the same time, and I have to say the iPhone looks more true to color than the Samsung Galaxy S5. But now let's take a look at detail. The S5 is reasonably a bit sharper than the 5s, all due to the slightly larger sensor and those extra megapixels. The sensor on the S5 is pretty pretty high quality, which means the photos will come out very, very good regardless of the colors, even if they are just a bit off. Next is video quality. In pure resolution alone, the Samsung Galaxy S5 has an overall advantage. 4K versus 1080p is a common war on the internet, and 4K will always win. More does mean better here. So let's take a look at two clips, one in 1080p from the 5S and one in 4K from the Samsung Galaxy S5. The iPhone has a very good look to it. It's colorful, not too oversaturated, very smooth, and digital IS is here, which can help just a tiny bit, but there's still some shake in the video. I would be very comfortable shooting with my iPhone for a few videos. In fact, there's tons of people on YouTube who actually shoot with their iPhone 5S or iPhone 5, iPhone 4. They are really good video cameras. Now, the UHD from the Samsung Galaxy S5 is very stunning. There's more detail than the iPhone, it's more sharp, and there is a bit more color than the iPhone 5S. Even though it has a bluish tint to them, the video looks absolutely stunning. Putting these side by side will show you the S5 has the clear overall advantage. For one, I had to expand this 1080p video from the iPhone 5S to fill a 4K time frame, but the detail from the S5 is just way more impressive than the 5S. So there you have it. Tallying up, this gives the S5 the upper hand in photo quality and video quality, but the iPhone the upper hand in color accuracy and front-facing cameras. And to be honest, I would love to have either of these two in my pocket for my everyday camera. The S5 does offer something very special, which is 4K video recording, and since I've made my switch to 4K everything, it does make more sense to go the S5, but the iPhone does give me a very well-rounded camera as an everyday shooter. And if I was given the chance, it would be the S5 purely for 4K. It's just way too darn good looking for me to pass it up. So I would like to hear what you guys think of this. Would you guys pick the iPhone 5S or the S5 for image quality, or is 4K also very important for you? I have a great feeling that this could spark up some great debates and comments, so let me know what you guys think. Leave the comment below, and if you genuinely like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment below letting us know. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and as always, my name is Marco Hanna from PhoneDog.com, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.